Hello, fellow Lovecraft admirers. I'm Sandy Peterson, and I'm here to talk about some of the other features of Onslaught 2. First, however, if you backed our original Kickstarter, and you got the special exclusive t-shirt offered there, look, I'm wearing one. See, this is what it looks like. You can see it in all Cthulhu's vast corpulence, or maybe mine. Anyway, first we're going to talk about the Great Race of Yith. Now, because what the Yithians do in the story is they possess humans and take them under control, eventually, in effect, teleport their minds back to ancient times to be taken prisoner. What the Yithian does, his special ability is that he can, if you have him in an area, you can capture a cultist regardless of whether there's an enemy monster or an enemy old one or anything there to protect it. Nothing protects against the Yithian. He can always capture cultists. You're probably wondering, how can I defend against this monster? Well, the most obvious way is to fight him, to kick him out. But his combat is 3, which is not amazingly high. It's not insignificant either, so he is a challenge, and good luck with that guy. So next, let's talk about Neogtha. So Neogtha's special ability is that he has more than one Neogtha sculpt, and that these, they're all him though. So when you activate it for movement or combat or capture or anything, you can move or attack with or capture with all of them at the same time, and they can move independently around the map. And if one of them is killed, you still have a couple more left. And you pretty much keep going with Neogtha till they're all killed. I mean, you can re-summon them when you only have one Neogtha sculpt dead, but it costs the full amount still to get him, and then you just get the one sculpt. So probably want to wait till he's been finished off. Okay, next we have Glocki. Well, in the story you may recall that Glocki's worshippers are mostly undead, and this is portrayed in the game by the fact that when you have Glocki on your team, then even your dead cultists still give you power during the Doom phase. So you're always getting 6 power for your acolytes every turn, regardless of how many are dead or alive, which is very convenient for certain factions. We'll move on to a monster, the insects from Shagai. Well, of course, what the insects do in the story is they're half immaterial, kind of like, well, a lot of Lovecraft monsters actually. I was thinking of the Migo, but other ones too. They fly into your head and take up residence. So they sort of share control over enemy cultists in the same area with them. During the gather power phase, if there's an insect in the area with a cultist, then your faction, the insects faction, gets the power for that cultist. The other player still gets the gates they control though. Also, if you activate it, you can activate their cultists for movement if they're in an area with an insect. And finally, if there's a battle in the area, those cultists will fight on your side. So this is all very obnoxious, of course, for the target cultist, and you want to fight the insects or do other things to take care of it, but that's sort of the point, right? Daoloth. Daoloth is one of my very favorite guys. What Daoloth does, he opens gates in the story and opens dimensions and things. In the game, what happens is, if you move Daoloth into an area that doesn't have a gate, you immediately place a gate there. And that's what he does. So of course he becomes somewhat less interesting as the game goes on. In a way, he's like Yog-Sothoth's friend because he loves having more gates, and he's Yellow Sign's enemy because if the whole world is filled with gates, then you can't summon the king in yellow. But hey, you know, that's how life is in the big city. Finally, let's talk about the satyrs. Now, the satyrs are actually degenerate humans by contact from outside. And so, because they were once humans, and they work with fertility cults, and they don't have their own separate culture or existence outside humans, the way a satyr works is, when you summon a satyr, you also get a free acolyte cultist from your pool. And so every time you summon a satyr, you get the acolyte cultist, so he's a really good way of getting more cultist management. He's just very convenient, and plus you get this cool monster that you can do things with. So that's how he works. And those are the 6 other units that are coming in in Onslaught 2. I talked about the first ones last week. I hope you can understand my voice. Hope I didn't talk too fast. If I did, well, maybe the images scrolling behind me will help you understand what's going on. Thanks, and we'll see you again later this week.